My brother's house always set me on edge, even during the daytime hours. There was an unexplainable heavy feeling in the air, like lingering anger and bitterness was seeping through the walls themselves. He insisted I pay my respects to the locked room upstairs before going anywhere else. But he refused to let me inside, saying it was just a regular tabernacle room. His casual attitude did little to settle my growing uneasiness. Bizarre, unsettling occurrences became frequent whenever I stayed over at his place. Objects would mysteriously move positions, and inexplicable loud noises would shatter the nightly silence. My friends who came over swore they heard the sounds of children laughing and running footsteps, despite there being no kids living there whatsoever. But nothing could have prepared me for the truly traumatic events that occurred during one particular visit. I woke up abruptly in the middle of the night to the menacing, thunderous thud of the old painting hanging above my headboard violently slamming itself against the wall. As I bolted upright in bed, the eerie sound of liquid pouring into a glass made my blood run ice cold. I began frantically pleading and praying out loud to God, but it provided no refuge from the escalating strangeness. Then I saw it with my very own eyes. The decrepit, impossibly thin figure of an elderly man slowly, unnaturally emerging from the bathroom doorway. His sunken eyes pierced right through me as he shuffled incrementally nearer with twitching, jerking movements no normal person could make. I was utterly paralyzed with fear, unable to flee or make even the faintest sound, as his bony, skeletal hand reached out and gripped my ankles with a chilling, vice-like strength. He then began rhythmically raising and dropping my legs with force, each stomach-churning, sickening thud reverberating through my very core. Just when I thought I might never see my loved ones again, the ghastly thin old man abruptly retreated back from whence he came as suddenly as he appeared. I didn't move a muscle, huddled and shaking under the covers until the first rays of sunlight peeked through. When I hysterically recounted the disturbing experience to my brother, he simply dismissed my terrified ramblings, but I knew there were much darker, more insidious secrets lingering behind that locked door. The next time he left the house, I finally summoned the courage to pry open the forbidden room, hitting an overpowering wall of gut-wrenching, putrid stench upon entry. In the center stood an old, dusty memorial altar, containing ashes, an old photograph of the nightmarishly thin elderly man, and two empty glasses covered in years of grime. My brother finally confessed they belonged to the restless spirit of his ex-girlfriend's deceased father, who had passed away many decades prior. I understood then that the relentless torment would persist until I took the proper actions to allow the unrested soul to find peace. By ritualistically changing the stale offerings and leaving fresh fruit as a symbolic gesture, the trapped spirit was finally able to find the reverence it had been craving. Only after humbly making those amends did the terrifying haunting at last cease. Even though the supernatural events ended, the psychological and emotional scars inflicted never fully healed within my psyche. The traumatizing memories and visual images of that dreadful night will be forever burned into my mind, haunting me until my dying day. The darkness has a way of leaving its permanent mark. If you found this chilling tale entertaining and want to hear more real horror stories from the Eastern world, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Who knows what newly uploaded nightmares await?